Whoa.
So, welcome everybody to OUTcreating the MATRIX Module 7. 7, if you're in German.
Oh my God.
Um, and so I'm just going to kind of start off our rolling with Rosie doing a, what is it today, Rosie?
It's an activation.
So I turn it over to Rosie for an activation.
Wait, do you have it? Have you put it on? Are you recording?
I'm
Yes.
recording. You just do
good.
your thing. Thank you for putting that in there.
Oh, really glad to be back, everybody. So take you, if you wouldn't mind going on mute and let yourself wiggle, get comfy, kick off your shoes, feet on the floor if that works for you, and just drop into your breath. And breathe into your body, releasing distraction, chaos, the day or not the day yet. That would be Corinna. And breathing through your feet into the center of the earth. And allow your body to receive from the feminine consciousness of the earth everything it requires in this moment. Lively energy, flexibility, flow, and let your body receive even more. And then expand out the universe, multiverse, beyondiverse, beyond that. And let yourself receive from every molecule what you desire and require in this moment. Could somebody go on mute? To be fully present in this moment, in your inalienable presence, essence, fully in body, 1,000% in body, and 1,000% in your inalienable essence. Ooh. And I'm just wanting to share a little bit that I've been learning from our Chickie girls here, who were shipped here when they were only 3 days old. And they grew up with no Chickie mom, but have this beautiful unbroken connection with the Earth Mother. And of course, they've had our human caring and kindness. And they have recently begun laying eggs. And after every single egg, they celebrate by singing. And it doesn't matter if it's their first egg, their 10th egg, their 100th egg, their 200th egg. They still sing every time. And they sing even if they don't know how or when or if that egg is going to be received, because it's what their body does. And it's their contribution. And they even enjoy it more when we take time to thank them and take out that still warm egg after they sing. So take a minute to just let yourself hug your body, hug yourself. And just feel gratitude for something your body gives you that you just may be taking for granted because it's every day that your body's giving it and you just learn to expect it and maybe don't pay attention to it because you're too busy looking in the mirror thinking, oh, this isn't the right body. Oh, if I only had this. Oh, there's wrinkles. Oh, I'm fat. Oh. And just let yourself receive the miracle of your body, the miracle that it is for you. And as you're holding yourself, hugging yourself, lower your barriers, breathe in, receive more. And think of a way today to celebrate your body, to play with it and love it in a special way today. And then let yourself feel into this amazing gathering of beings we are, and how blessed we are to have this gathering in which we can share and give of ourselves with vulnerability. And we are heard, received, given feedback. So take a breath and receive even more right now. And feel yourself being received by this group, by others in this group. Breathe it in and feel that even more. And receive even more how you are being received here. And what can you allow that to create in your being? More of who you truly be. And from this space, wiggle your fingers and toes while I sing a little celebration song. You are a miracle, and I am a miracle too. Oh, and when we get together, oh my, what do we create? In each other, for the earth and way beyond. Because you are a miracle. I am a miracle too. So when we get together, there's magic and play beyond our wildest imagine today. So let's get together and say, yay, yay, wahoo. I'm glad we're here, Jaden. Let's get right on it. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thanks, Rosie.
Woohoo! Let's go, Jaden. Let's go. Let's
Awesome.
go.
Let's get on it. Yeah.
Take it, Jaden. Take it.
Yeah. Thank you, Rosie.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, how has things been for y'all for this week? Like, what's come up for you in terms of stuff with George's book, or like kind of what's up for you in general? I want to do just kind of an open space here for a bit, and who's got something they'd like to plug in or share or talk about, ask questions?
How do you not get caught up your own story and other people's story? You know,
You're hopelessly hooked. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do about that.
I feel like I'm totally conditioned to that. That's how I've been connecting with people. Oh, let me listen to your story. So when they tell you not to, oh boy, how do I connect?
Yeah. And how it is, it's a different way of being. It's like, for me, it was a process and a choice. And I had to keep making that choice, and I had to keep making that choice, and I had like moment by moment, I notice, like, my awareness is now there. I can go, oh, so I can go into story here. I'd catch myself going into story, and then I would just kind of like drop it out, because I noticed in the end nobody pays attention anyway. Why bother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, did you say something? No, just kidding.
No, really. It's like when you hear other people go into story, where do you go?
I go into mine too. It's not just one.
But it's like, do you actually
Care?
care? Like, do you actually follow their story, and do you listen, and do you like go there, or do you like have to keep making yourself want to do that?
I have to keep making myself want it, but I find myself encouraging them to have their story. Like, that was how I connected for so long. I thought that was loving, kind.
So feel all of those constructs. So feel all of that. So feel all of the programming and conditioning that you all have around needing to engage story, because it's a tool of binding and rebinding and locking other people in dramas and sharing. Wow, I found this great way to fuck myself up. You ought to try this. Really, it's really, really good.
I am good at that.
I so messed with myself. You can do it too. Try it today.
Hey, today. Try it free.
Try it now. Risk free for 30 days. Get yours now.
I want to get one free.
I want to get one free. Free story if you get yours today. So what is all of that programming, all of that conditioning, all of those structures? Why don't we do all of the form, structure, significance you have around stories?
Yeah.
Wow. All the projections, rejections, separations, and expectations around stories. Oh, wow. All of the, more than I thought there. And all of the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations around stories. What are all the black meta technologies around stories?
Oh.
That kind of puts a different spin on it, doesn't it? What are all the structures and constructs, adaptations, mutations you have around stories? And what are all the disguised memory implants that you have that cause you to keep needing to tell story as if your life depends on it, or as if that's the way to be? Wow. And expand out, perceive more. And expand out, perceive more. And expand out and perceive all of it. And so when, like right now, I'm not grabbing as much as I want. Like, I know there's more here, but I can't like grab it. So here's what I'll do is I throw it into the spectrum clearing. So where's everywhere that you're aligning and agreeing with all of these points of view? Whoa. And expand out, perceive more. And expand out, perceive all of it. Whoa, there we go. Wow. And where's everywhere that you're resisting and reacting to all of this stuff? Wow. And where's everywhere you're defending for stories and all these points of view? All these interesting points of view. And where's everywhere you're defending against all these? Wow. And what are all the Wernicke's commands and all the booby traps around all that? Whoa. Wow. Hi there. Hi, Mr. W. And where's everywhere that you're righteous for stories? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's some stuff. And expand up and perceive more. And go like all the way around the outside of that until you're like you've got the sense of the whole magnitude of that stuff. Wow, there you go. And where's everywhere that you're righteous against stories? Oh, that's a weird energy. Wow. And expand out, perceive more. Go like totally outside of that construct. Expand completely around the outside of that construct. Wow. So all these really interesting, creative, and fun points of view that you have around all of this, can we put all of this all out in front of you?
Yes.
Put it all out in front of you. Nothing behind you, nothing below you, nothing above you, nothing anywhere else. Just put it all in front of you. Take a step back from it. So it's all out in front of you. And everything that all this really creative and fun, juicy story time is, can we just try and create your attachment to all those wonderful points of view, kids?
Yes, I choose
Yes,
that.
I choose that.
Yes, I choose that. Rescind, revoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, vaporize, 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 make null void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, beyond, vaporize. Okay, that might do something.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
Jaden,
Yes.
this is Shilpa. I
Hi.
just wanted to ask you. So I was trading bars with a friend, and then I was doing some of the clearings, alien clearings, and all that stuff. But I realized I was processing stuff through my body. I want to know how not to process through my body, because I was like I've cleared all this with you. How come I'm feeling all this stuff coming up again? You know.
So, is she in your universe or is she in her universe when you work with her?
I don't know. I'm not aware.
No. So, what from your perspective? Like, do you join into her universe to work with her, or
I think I do.
do you work with her in your universe? Because it's like, are you willing to go into her universe and do whatever you want to her? Are you willing to dominate her universe?
No.
No. So like here, like there's this weird energy about like, whose universe is it in? Whose universe? How do I, what do I want to say here? So all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all this, can we just try and create all?
Yes.
Yes, make null
Yes.
void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actions, night balance. So this is a like off the wall topic. Like when I'm working with people, like I would used to get into this thing of this paradox of like, well, do I have permission to make these changes? Like, so I'm doing bars, and at the meantime I'm clearing this and I'm clearing that and I'm clearing the other thing. And it's like, do I have permission to do that? Do I have the right to do that? Do I have the, like, do you ever notice that kind of stuff come up?
Yeah.
So it's like, what if she is in your universe? What if there's nothing in your life that is not your universe? And what if it's up to you to decide how you want to interact with all things in your universe? And all the shikyu, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all that, can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Yes. Make null void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, and beyond. So are you taking things out of her universe, bringing them into your universe so that you have the authority or permission to clear it or change it? Or are you doing something else?
I feel like I'm doing something else.
Okay. Okay. So what else are you doing?
Well, I'm just cleaning up for her. I feel I'm like not letting her do her own thing. I'm just like taking over. That's kind of what I felt.
Okay. So what's wrong with taking over? What's wrong with doing it for her?
I guess nothing, but it just affects my body, right?
Why would you do that? Why would you take it into your body to make change? What's the benefit or value of, what is everything that's the benefit or value? This is for everybody. What is everything that's the benefit or value of taking energies into your body first in order to change them? Wow. And what else is the benefit or value of taking energies into your body so you can change them? As if you have to do that in order to change it.
Oh, that's heavy for me.
So what else is the benefit or value of taking energies into your body?
I don't see any benefits.
No. This is not mine.
Okay.
No thinking. No thinking at all. No. So we just want to look at just what energies come up. Like energies have been coming up. So like just allow yourself to like just let whatever comes up for what has been the benefit or value. What is everything that has been the benefit or value of bringing things into your body? There you go. Wow, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And what is everything that has been the benefit or value across all time, space, dimensions, realities, fractures, parallels, time, no time, space, no space, timelines, beyond? What has been the benefit or value of taking energies into your body in order to change or choose different or transmute or whatever? Wow. And now let's look at the other side. Hold on to that stuff, or like we're not going to dismiss it. We're going to look at the other side of the spectrum. What has not been the benefit or value of taking energies into your body? Wow. And what else has not been the benefit or value of taking energies into your body? Wow. And just feel the energy of it. Don't think about it. And what is everything that has been the benefit or value of taking, and everything that has not been the benefit or value of taking energies into your body so you can change it or choose different? Everything that has not been the benefit or value. And so everything that all these really interesting points of view are, can we choose to destroy and create them all?
Yes,
I choose that.
Yeah. Now notice the energies that say, no, I can't do that. Just notice that. The interesting points of view, they have that point of view. So everything that all that stuff is, can we choose to destroy and create it?
Yes, I
Yes.
choose that.
I choose that. Yes. Resent, evoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, just trying to create, vaporize. Make null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, right, bounce, and all that go. Wow. Because what I noticed with all this stuff is when I actually got down to when I took everything apart to its minuscule pieces, like, why am I doing that? It came down to some story, almost always, some story that was based in trauma or based in some drama, at least. And when I actually unraveled it, it wasn't my point of view, and B, it was generally a manipulation that was designed to get me to hold that point of view. So it's like, it's that whole thing about stories. And I ultimately got to a place where I don't give a shit what the story is. I don't care. When a being comes along and they start to tell me, but if you destroy and uncreate this, you will destroy and uncreate our entire race. This entire star system will cease to function and will cease to exist, and all will be lost. And I'll go, interesting point of view, I destroy and create all that. Like, I've gotten to the point where there is so much manipulation and so many distorted points of view, even if that's a true point of view in their reality, from their perspective, my being doesn't function that way. So they may experience this temporary loss of everything, and then all of a sudden, they bink back in a different way. I don't know. I don't care. Like, I'm just noticing I don't care what any of the stories are. So when I'm stuck in something, I'll ask, so what's the benefit or value of this? Because there had to be some benefit or value, or I wouldn't be holding on to it. And then the polarity, what has not been the benefit or value? And then all of that stuff, I destroy and create all of that. I don't care what the story is anymore. I absolutely don't care. So all the chicky, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of this, let's create it all, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Rescind, revoke, can reclaim, renounce, trying to create, vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, beyond, and all the allegiances, alliances, loyalties, assemblies, entry agreements, exit agreements, Oh man, feel the charge on those. Divine agreements, golden handcuffs, trillion-year agreements, all the technologies and magics that bind you to all those, all the binds, double binds, triple binds, quadruple binds, binds beyond binds, binds beyond binds, binds beyond binds to infinitum, all the auto install, auto backup, auto system, auto backup, automated put back shit. Can we just try and go present revoke a camera claim announcement. Vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, pop, trust was nice. Yeah. Wow. And just let all that go.
Woo! What would it take to have a clearing that says, all that shit, let it go, vaporize it?
All that shit, let it go. All that shit, let it go. Wow. Yeah. I agree. I'm turning blue. What is that?
I don't know.
Interesting. My camera has an interesting point of view here.
Factory and the chick who gave him a blueberry.
Yes. Oh, that's what it is. I ate the magic blueberry.
Yeah, but
Magic blueberries.
Or the bluebird of happiness you ate.
Whatever it takes.
I love
Whatever
it.
it
Yeah,
takes.
exactly. Bring it
Hey,
on.
Jaden.
Yes.
Jaden, it's Jen.
Hi.
Hi, I just have a quick question. I've been running into what seem like, for me, are new beings, and not necessarily a contribution to me, but the thing that's tripping me up is when they come in, it's very smooth, like I never notice, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're clearing for like 10 or 15 minutes and you're like, I'm doing such a good job. And then, but nothing's happening. Yeah. What's up with them? I use the word flyers for them because that's the word in my head that pops up.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I clear them, the only way I can clear them, it seems, is Prime Creator. But then they leave me, or I leave myself in this place where I still can't clear. So I need to go like do something really random.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay.
I've been there, done that.
Okay.
So
do you have any extra things I got to clear with them?
So let me walk through that. So it's like my interesting point of view, kids. I can't say what's true. This has just been my interesting point of view. As I kept going up the layers of awareness, as I kept expanding awareness, and I kept nullifying this next layer of manipulation, the next layer would become aware. I'd become aware of the next layer. It's almost like, well, I mastered that layer, and just when I thought I had it all handled, all of a sudden there's a new kind of being in town that was a new kind of weirdness that I had to totally figure out again. And so how much of that is your expanding your awareness in like layers, like this is the next, like your frequency's increasing, and like this is the next layer that you're what am I looking at? Like that you're playing with, that you're, I don't want us to use the word up against because that's not the right frequency. It's like
Engaging.
Yeah, like you're done with the, this is a judgment, but it works. You're done with the lower level kind of thing, and it's time to graduate to first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. And at each level, there's different players. There's
like
different
video
beings.
games, like video games. When you get
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Pew, 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 pew.
Aliens go off in different ones.
So
Well, it's really weird though. There's something besides the fact that it's expanded. That's the first thing that threw me, was that you're so expanded. You're like, oh, it's awesome. I'm in a great space. And you're like, oh, that's weird. There's also something really familiar about them. Feels like me. And then I'm like, it almost felt like I had been one of them, that kind of thing.
It feels heavy.
Okay.
I
But-
get the familiar thing.
Okay.
Like, how long have they been in there manipulating or hanging out watching? And so, like, they're really familiar. They just have never. For me, they just seemed like they just kind of hung out in the background. I almost thought of them as advisors or beneficial presences in some way, or guardian angels, or whatever paradigm I was in at the time. Like, they were just kind of quietly in the background supervising or whatever. I never saw them doing anything that seemed malevolent, but I wasn't aware.
Maybe could they also have been outside of her awareness period?
Yeah.
But still there, and so some part of her knew them, even though she didn't have the awareness of seeing them.
So how long have these beings been around, Jen?
Oh, see, that's so weird. I get millions of years, and then instantly it gets heavy, like right after that.
Yeah, so there's a little manipulation. But let's say in terms of for you and your body, how long have they been? My bad question. How many? How long have they been around with you in your body?
3 or 4 years.
That feels heavy.
It seems unlikely.
So is it more than 10, less than 10?
Less than 10.
That feels heavy. So all the shit so for everybody, I want to bring everybody in on it. Allow yourself to perceive all the beings in your body that you have not been willing to perceive thus far.
Wow.
Yeah.
And expand out and perceive more. And expand out and perceive more. And expand out and perceive all of it. Wow. And everything that all of that is, can we choose to destroy and create all of that stuff?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that.
Rescind,
Now.
evoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, destroy and create, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, yes. And wow. So what's the most useful place to go here? So what is everything that you said that you would do for all of these beings? And what is everything that all of these beings said that they would do for you? Wow. 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 That they, and look into the future, and how much of that do they actually deliver on?
Wow, what happened there?
And what are all the reciprocal agreements you have? What are all the access you have in their realities and in their dimensions and in their domains? Whoa. And what are all the rights, roles, and responsibilities you have in their domains? Wow. And what are all the rights, roles, responsibilities they have in your domains? Hello? Is there anything there? You had a million things to do in their domain and they have nothing in yours. That's interesting. So, like, that's a way of binding. It's a really cool way of binding. So everything that all of these agreements are, and all of the privileges, quote unquote, that you have with them, can we choose to destroy and create all those?
Absolutely.
Yes, I choose
Yes,
that
I
now.
Rescind, evoke, can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, 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 vaporize,
Vaporize.
vaporize. Good, bad, right,
Vaporize.
wrong, pop, action, yeah. And so the wow, okay, yeah, let all that go. And all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all that. Can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rescind, evoke, can't reclaim, renounce, just trying to create, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, yeah, that's all I got. So, like, to answer your question more specifically, Jen, like, where I go with this is I go right to the alien clearing. And like I want to start to learn about these beings. I want to know what makes them tick. So let's just feel into the energy of these beings and freeze, tie down, tie up, 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 and allow yourself to perceive all of the aliens in all of your bodies across all time, space, dimensions, realities beyond. And freeze, tie down, tie up, freeze, tie down, tie up, freeze, tie down, tie up, freeze, tie down, tie up.
Back to their bosses.
No, what? Oh, yeah. Well, and Rosie came up with a new thing this week. And allow yourself to perceive all of their bosses, because you get some layers and they're dispensable, they're disposable, and so those you clear those and they just dump more in. So it's not about just clearing those. Like, and who are all of their bosses? And freeze, tie down, tie up. And who are the bosses of those bosses, and the bosses of those bosses, and the bosses of those bosses, and the bosses of those bosses? Freeze, tie down, tie up. There's some very surprised beings. And freeze, tie down, tie up. And who are above that, and above that, and above that, and beyond that, and beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, and all connected in all ways across all time, space, dimensions, realities. Freeze, tie down, tie up. 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 So now, you might be able to perceive there are like tons of different races and beings, and like they have totally different ways of doing what they do, and they're playing different games. So now just notice all that information, and you may not perceive anything, so don't worry about it. Like wherever layer you're on, it's perfect. Just get what you get. And I'm going to go into the alien clearing, and I'll show you like how I do that. So what are these beings? So I'm going to say truth. What are these beings? And just allow yourself to receive. Don't think about it. Don't listen to any weird crap that's thrown in your head. Just receive the answer to that. What are these beings? Receive. What can I do with these beings? Receive. What are these beings' weaknesses that I can exploit them? Receive. And notice it's just a pile of information. That's it. We're not even going to try to think about it. And you can't, because there's so much information. And what are these beings' strengths so I can work around them? And receive. And how can I use everything these beings know to my simple advantage? Receive. I can feel people who haven't cleared simple advantage. By the way, if you have not done spectrum clearing on simple advantage, I strongly recommend you do that. Like that was a home play assignment somewhere along the line. Get together with a partner, no matter what, whatever reactions you have come up, clear all of that stuff. The freedom that you get from that space is amazing. My interesting point of view. You may not want the freedom, but that's my manipulation. How can I use all these connections with these beings? How can I use all the connections these beings have with me to my advantage with simple ease? And receive. Wow. And what energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to manipulate my hosted aliens so I can dominate and control them in their civilizations with simple ease? And receive. Notice sometimes it just brings overwhelming joy when you.
Yeah, it does. Oh my God. Yes, absolutely.
It's like body's like, yeah, it's about time. Yeah. What energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to manipulate, dominate, and control these beings with simple ease to my simple advantage? Now, notice so far that there hasn't been a lot of energy. It hasn't been like, whoa, there's just been information. So this has been the kind of the beings that like to dominate and control. So like not a lot of read on that. So what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to harvest all these beings' energy sources with simple ease. Notice a little bit more reaction there? Okay, so a majority of these beings are after harvesting energy. So I've got a new way that I'm going to start. I'm going to give you a new revision to this clearing because I found a way of kind of topically looking at it and finding out like what is their focus, and then you dig down into the focus. So their focus is on energy harvesting. So now I'm going to like, how can I max that out to my advantage? So how can I reclaim all the energies ever harvested from me through these beings and through their channels and through their sources and receive?
Wow.
Now we're talking. Yeah. All right. Now we're on to something. So how can I harvest all of the energy that these beings and these races harvest, and how can I claim it and own it as mine and receive? And this is where your capacity to receive allows you to expand into being more. What happens is then they feel the frequency of you interested in harvesting from them, and they won't want to come near you. It's like alien repellent. Like once you have this frequency of, hey, this being asks questions to find out how they can steal your energy, they're going to steer clear of you.
Nice.
Damn straight.
Right? Right? It's a game. Like from your perspective, it's really just a game. To them, it's not a game. They're very serious about this. This is their life. This is their existence. This is everything for them is about that topic. All it's about energy and all that stuff. So how can I claim for me, for us, all of their energies that they have ever harvested from anyone as mine and use it to my agenda with simple ease and receive that? And notice that kind of gets kind of like, so like that's you expanding, like that information doesn't fit. Like, what if you're not big enough yet to even contain that information? Like that's a big game out there, that playing with energy, that harvesting energy. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to expand beyond the game of harvesting energies with simple ease?
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Now, one of the other topics is like there's control, manipulation, domination. There's harvesting energies. Another topic is creating for them. Like they want you to step into their agenda and use your potency to create what they require, because they're not creator beings and you just happen to be, and you just happen to be in the mood for creating things for them, right?
Oh, sure.
Maybe not. I would sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. Not anymore. Not so much. So let's play in that. So how can I use all these beings to create what I require in my reality with simple ease?
Yeah. Yes. Now you're talking.
Feel that energy?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the beings that are using you for that. Do you see how that works? Those are the beings who are trying to get that from you. So they're trying to manipulate your reality so that you create what they require. So like there are things where you bump into or you're guided into and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? This doesn't make any sense. I don't really want to be doing this. Now you know where that comes from or where that might come from. So what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to use all these beings to create everything I desire and require across all time, space, dimensions, realities with complete and simple ease? No, not so complete. With simple ease.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that. I'll take that.
Yeah. And receive. So now we've done this with a gazillion races. So, but just to talk generically to Jen, is you can work just on that one race that you notice that's up, and just to ask the questions, find out what they're up to. And once you find out what they're up to, they start squeaking out really fast. Now notice all the aliens that you've froze and tied down, tie up. How do they feel right now?
They're very limp.
They're very limp. Mm-hmm. They're very inanimated. They're like what if
hiding? They're trying to hide.
Or are they like almost like unconscious? What if?
Oh, that too. Yeah.
So you're using these beings as a back channel to go backwards through the organization, and so how much has their connection been cut? How much have they been severed from the hive or from the
sacrificed? They've been sacrificed.
Yeah, like they've been compromised. Cut them off. Like, and they don't seem to die. Like they seem like they're just kind of unconscious. But like whatever. Like it's just I just noticed what I noticed with that. And
let's kill them.
Well, I'm burn them! I'm just thinking burn them. Wait, do aliens burn? I don't think they do. Okay. And actually, truth, can you kill aliens? Yeah, I guess you can. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm just curious. I don't know. I never asked that question. So I'm just hanging on to their little throats. Whatever, I don't know. I'm just playing with it. So notice if you were triggered by that. So notice how we're playing in those frequencies. So what are the frequencies that you are not allowed or it's not right to play in? What are the aspects of you as the infinite being that you do not allow yourself to embody?
The violence of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so what that means is they have the capacity to do violence in your reality, and you can't do anything about it because you're not willing to look there or be there. Mm-hmm. Or what if that's what that means?
Yep, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness around that, and anywhere that you are not willing to be any of those energies of the infinite being that you be, can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Rescind, revoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, action, but balance. I'm tired of holding on to aliens. So, so everything you said you would do for them, and everything they said they would do for you, can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Rescind, revoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize. And the Prime Creator, remove all these aliens from all of our universes, and do this now. Banish and vanquish. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, beyonds, vaporize. All the connections, vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, beyonds. Just let all that energy go. And what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to turn all these aliens into a field of pretty flowers with simple ease? Mm-hmm. And receive that. So there are some frequencies in that aliens play, especially in the domination and control power games, that like we haven't talked about. They're very refined energies. It's the frequency that the elite on this planet and the 1%ers and the those, you get who I'm talking about. It's the frequency they play, and it's that power game. And it's very alluring. It's very like, wow, I could do that. I could like control everything, and I could like, and it's an illusion, and it's this really twisty ass delusion. So when you jump into the last one of how can I and I'll put it on the last, and I'm reorganizing that page, but how can I turn all these aliens into a large field of really pretty flowers, or whatever you want to do, however you want to do that, it just kind of pops the whole thing into silly. And it breaks apart those frequencies that might snag you and mess with you for a while. You're playing in some weird energies. The more you do this, the more fluent you get in it, and the simpler it all gets. It's to the point where I'm not quite there, but I'm almost ready to. I've got a new process that feels like it's coming about. That is kind of like. I'll ask it in a question. What would your life be like if every morning you did the alien rundown at the start of your day?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Like, notice that puts you in a very empowered space. Like when you're riding above, and you know that you can engage above isn't the right word, but that you can handle all of those weird energies that like you've never been able to handle before. How does that make you feel?
Brilliant.
Really good.
Yeah, like top of the world, like, wow, I can do anything if I can do that. What if that's your infinite being? What if that's the way you're intended to feel? What if that's normal?
I like that. I'll have that.
Okay.
I'll have
Use
it.
that.
How can we program their minds?
Say that one more
What?
time.
How can we program their minds the way they program us?
Oh.
That's another layer to play in. The way you the energy that's behind that is very twisted. So everything that, because that's kind of a retribution thing. Do you feel that? I'm gonna get back at the bastards.
Just the kill energy, Jaden. Come on.
But no. There's something. Kill energy has like no attachment to it. I'm just gonna take them out.
Right.
They're gone.
Right.
This is like, I'm gonna get back at them. Do you know how much I suffered
Amen.
because of these assholes? It's a little different frequency.
So torturing him is that in the same kind of?
Yes.
Or is that different?
Yeah. Now there might, so there's
If you have no point of view.
if you have no point of view
Okay.
about it.
Right. I didn't
Like-
have any point of view. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Like if you're okay with torturing, then like, hey, that's okay. But
Hey,
but
I was okay.
so notice, so I want to jump this quickly. So everything that this brought up, and I want to jump you into another category because it's perfect. So everything that all this brought up, and all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of this, can we just try and create it all?
I choose to do that. Yes.
Yes.
Rescind, revoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, discern, create, vaporize.
Liquefy.
Vaporize. Good, bad, and hypocrisy. Yes. So there was a topic that George Gavaslis talked about that startled me in this run through, but I couldn't hear it in the first run throughs that I've done, and that was, oh come on! It just started to, and all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and manipulation around all that. I choose to destroy and create all that. Good, bad, and hypocrisy. Yeah. So let me jump it into the frequency. I'll anchor you in the frequency, and then I can talk about it more readily. So, what was the creator of this reality unwilling or unable to be that caused that part of itself to be fractured off and to become the matrix, the control system, or the gods of this reality?
Wow.
Wow.
huh.
And all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all that, can we choose to destroy and create it all?
Yes, I choose that.
Make, null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, vaporize, 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 vaporize. He said that when working with light, it takes you into dualities, and it takes you into the extreme highs and the extreme lows, in the positives and in the negatives, in the polarities, kind of whether you like it or not. Like it pushes you to create across the full spectrum of light, both the positive side and the negative side, because it's constantly cycling like a light frequency in the positive and the negative and the positive and the negative and the positive and the negative. Electricity does that. Like alternating current is constantly going from 0 volts up to 120 or 220 volts, depending on what you're plugging into, back down to 0, down to negative 120 or 220 volts, back to 0, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. And that's what pushes things. That's the force that impels that we can use in electricity. And that's the puny little way that we currently use it. There's a way bigger paradigm, but that's another story. So like light does that too. When you look at the light frequency, it goes positive, negative, positive, negative. Sound frequencies go positive, negative, positive, negative. Like when you look at the frequency chart, and there's more to it, but the concept is, what if by the nature of light, it almost demands that you go the whole spectrum. So what if the creator of this reality came in to create with and play with light, the construct or the frequency of light? And as this creator was going along, it found there were certain things it was not willing to be or to create or to play in based on its proclivities or its energies or its patterns or its whatevers. And so what happens to those things that you are not willing to be or to create or to play in? Well, they
Fuck with you.
we now know that in Jaden's terms of, well, they fuck with you. But it's like, what if those energies, like you start to create separation from those? What if you create a fracture? You fracture those pieces of the infinite being of you off, and they become separate from you. And the more you distance those pieces, no, I don't do violence. No, I don't manipulate other people. No, I could never dominate. I want everybody to have like free run and do their own thing. Like all those places where you separate yourself and say, I am not that. What happens to that?
Wow.
What if all of those aspects of the infinite being of you get separated off? Because you're not claiming and owning that as you. So what happens? Other beings can come along and go, oh, look at that. There's these energies that are infinite that are just sitting here and they're abandoned. That's okay. Come here. I'll take you in. You can be with me. You're now, I'll be your mommy. I'll be your daddy. Okay? And I'll give you a new name and I'll give you a new identity, and you can grow up in my world and you can be part of my race and you can join me. And they step into a whole other culture. And what if they actually create a whole other universe that fractures off and it becomes a whole other universe? How many pieces and fractures, alters of you have broken off and have become a completely separate universe from the one that you live in? And all the shit, you stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all that, can we choose to destroy and create it all?
Yes, I choose that.
Yes. Make, null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, but beyonds, vaporize, 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 good, bad, pop, akshas, beyond. So, truth, how many universes, complete universes, do you have that are alters of you?
Wow.
Come up with a number.
5 or 6, but maybe 5 or 6 million. Somewhere in between there.
Somewhere between 5 or 6 and 5 or 6 million. So how much of that is the difference between counting the one frequency of it versus the parallels of that?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because I noticed that a lot. Like it can be this small number or some huge, vast number, and it's just I'm looking at all the parallels or slices of that or sub-frequencies or sub-harmonics of that, however you want to look at it. Yeah. So, and who else? What did you get?
10.
10?
75.
75?
800,000.
800,000?
I just got 1,000.
1,000? Okay. So in those separate universes, so there's now this complete universe that's created from a creator being, happens to be you. Oops. And that you've separated from, that you have fractured off from, that you have distanced from you, and you're claiming and owning is not you. So it now has a different identity and different world, whole different reality. How many of those are now, how many of those universes now have planets in them, have star systems in them, and have other alien beings living in them that you are funding?
Oh. That's cool.
Okay.
Is this coming clearer now? Maybe not yet. So all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of this, can we choose to destroy and create it all?
Yes, I choose that.
Rescind, revoke, can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, beyond. So when I start doing the resolving alters, fractures, clearing thing, and I do that first question, what % is direct experience and what % is broadcast? Like, I've been noticing personally, and I'm not casting this in stone, and this could change tomorrow, but like, I'm noticing these generalities around the direct experience ones have more potency. There's more stuff in there. And when I start to open them, the volume of aliens that I find in there are like whole planets and civilizations of aliens. Like, it's not just like 6 of them that are harvesting energy. It's like a whole freaking world that is there. And I kept looking at them like, what is this? And I kept asking more questions. And it's brought me back to this. It's like, well, what if we create that fracture is just sitting out there in the vacuum of space, separated from us? So why wouldn't other beings start to move in and start to live there? Beings who have a frequency that is in alignment with that which we are cutting off from ourselves. So allow yourself to perceive the fractures that you've cut off that love playing in killing and violence and death and destruction. Now, they're not you. We're just pretending they're you. We're just pretending they're you. So just pretend that they're yours and just allow yourself to perceive them. Now, I'm sure there's somebody else's. Don't worry about it. Notice the reaction that it was like, woo-hoo! And all the shaky stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of that. Can we destroy and create it all?
Yes.
I could probably pick this simpler topic first, but I couldn't have wrong boxers than that. Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Yeah, we're having fun. We have a weird sense of fun sometimes, but what can I say?
Hey, Jaden?
Yeah.
I've noticed something weird, like at the last week or two, that for me, everything is reciprocal. So, like, when you ask that question, I get nothing unless I put the word reciprocal in front of it.
So
does that seem odd to you?
Oh, not at all. Is there something very unique about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is that a lock and key mechanism that you have? Like an override system or a security? Is that a security system of some kind? Or something else?
I'm not getting anything.
Okay, so all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness. So let me do this for everybody. So how many of you have a security system built in that requires keys, codes, certain activations, and they're unusual things? They could be like certain frequencies, or certain algorithms, or certain numbers like pi, or certain numerical configurations, or certain shapes, or certain color patterns, or like there's
or different scopes for different parts of the body.
Yeah, like it's a lock and key mechanism. So allow yourself to perceive all of the lock and key security mechanisms that you have that restrict your access for whatever reason, why they were put in there, that restrict your access to things.
See, that's really weird for me. Is that a reciprocal one? I get nothing when you say that.
And the reciprocal ones.
I hear don't go there, auto-destruct.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? So what are all the Wernicke's commands and booby traps around all of this? Wow. Expand out, perceive more. Expand out, perceive more. Expand out, perceive all of that. So any system that's a security system is going to have like dogs barking at you and like warning, don't come in or we're going to shoot at you, and lasers firing. Like, you're going to have security there, right? Like, so that makes sense you'd have that. So everything that are all these Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and auto-destruct, self-destruct, any of that kind of stuff, can we just try and create all those?
Yes.
Yeah. Resend, revoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, just trying to create, vaporize, 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 vaporize. See, it used to be when I'd bump into that stuff, I'd get scared and I'd back away. And that's what it's designed to do. Now I bump into that stuff, I'm like, ooh, cool. I wonder what this is. And I kind of go into James Bond mode.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down and I'm just gonna hover above the floor so I don't set off any sensors, and I'm gonna scan it, like what's going on and what can I switch, and woo, like I start playing with it. Like, this is really cool shit kind of thing. So where's everywhere that you have been programmed or default into a fear response rather than a fun response or an excitement response? Where's everywhere that you're confusing fear and excitement? And everything all that is, and all the Mobius strips, quantum particulate, CQ implants, trifold sequencing systems around that, can we choose to just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, just trying to create, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, yeah. Whoa. And allow yourself to perceive all of the false ceilings that you have. So go up and notice where the first ceiling is. For some of you, it's like, right? Yeah. And notice the one above that, and 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 all the ones above that, all the way up to complete free space, total free space, or just complete free space. Let's say easy free space. Yeah, easy free space. Simple free space. Yeah. So everything that all of those ceilings are, what would be, and let's everybody kind of come up with just what comes up for you, and if you don't come up with anything, whatever, you can use something that somebody else comes up with. What would be a really fun, playful way to just blow through and destroy all those?
Willy Wonka's glass elevator.
Yay! Willy Wonka's elevator. What else?
Fireworks.
Fireworks. Cool. What else?
New Year's confetti.
New Year's confetti. There's something about Sheila, are you on?
Which Sheila?
I'm sorry. Yeah, the other Sheila. Thank you for asking that.
The coin call meeting Sheila.
Yeah, I know. She has this one of like a confetti, a glitter confetti, and it just does stuff like a confetti cannon with glittery stuff on it. I don't know why that does stuff, but it does stuff. So what else? What would be a fun way to blow through stuff?
Just like you're blowing the dust away. Just simple blowing.
Now, does that feel fun, or does that feel like something that's more mental? Like, there was nothing fun about that. That was just like... ugh.
Fire hoses.
No, hang on. Yeah, fire hose, that sounds fun. That's like...
Well, I visualize like a field, and I'm just blowing like little dust specks.
Yeah. So that's a different tool. That's a you creating it tool through a logical, you're actually creating it out of, so truth, is that trying to counterbalance something you feel you're not?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's not going to work in this form of creation. It's working through a limitation.
Okay.
So what you get it when you've got something that's fun. I was working with somebody, and they came out with a cow in the field chewing bubble gum. And it was just so like, boom, we sat and laughed about it forever. It was just the most hysterical thing. We were going to destroy this massive construct with a cow chewing bubble gum. And it did. It just blew the whole fucking thing apart because it was funny and it was silly and it was crazy. So you want to look for things that when you come up with it, it feels like silly, like funny. It jolts you and into like a, oh, that's really weird kind of thing. That's how you know when you've got something that is going to really be juicy. So what else?
You know the booby trap one? We're into boobies. The Fembox bullet bras. You know
the Fembox.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
The booby traps.
A booby trap. Cool. See the energy that brings up. That's what we're looking for. Anything that brings up that energy. So who else has one that lights up for them?
The Roadrunner beeping and running fast. The Roadrunner. Yeah.
I want that to work.
Yeah, I do.
See the difference? Like, there's a part of me that will create those that will be like, yeah, that'd be fun. Yet it's not.
Yeah.
And then there's the part of me that's like imagination, like it's like the little kid that just comes up with this crazy ass shit. You're like, what the heck? Like, it's stuff that you would normally reject. You're inviting that part of you that creates shit that's so stupid that you reject it. Like, that's what you're looking to reconnect with. If you ever take Matrix energetics, it's kind of playing in that domain. This is kind of that field. Somebody had something else?
Piranha cannon.
Oh, what cannon?
Piranha.
A piranha cannon. I like that. Just shoot piranhas out. Yeah. Cool. What else?
A tsunami of chocolate kisses.
Ooh, chocolate kiss tsunami. That's good promise. That's good promise. What else?
An out of control dildo. A whole army of them, right? And they're just like all over the place. I mean, we're making up again. Yeah.
There we go. Now, do you feel what that just did to the whole group? That just blew shit apart whether you wanted it to or not.
More, please.
That just blew shit apart. Okay? So, allow yourself to perceive anything that's remaining. And there isn't much, but allow yourself to perceive any of these feelings that are remaining. And allow yourself to pick any one of those, whatever would be the most fun, or something different.
Or all of them.
Or all of them. And ready? 1, 2, 3, go! You can have like fireworks that shoot out of control dildos out of
Or fireworks. Dildos.
rocket powered dildos? I mean, that's a whole market nobody's explored yet.
Fireworks coming out of dildos.
Yeah!
Sparkly stuff coming out of the fireworks from.
Yeah. So now notice what this did. It just blew apart all that construct. And like, we didn't clear shit. We just played with energies. But we played in a way that it just absolutely incinerated things. What if that's the most powerful force in the universe?
Joy.
What if your play is the most powerful force in the universe? I could just be totally making this up, and I could be totally off base. But what if?
That feels true.
What if? And all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around, all of that, can we choose to destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yes, I choose this.
Rescind, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, yeah.
So what happens to the fun button that seems to disappear all the time? You know what I mean? There's
what do you choose?
Okay.
So good when I choose, when I feel the hard, impossible things that are never going to clear, I choose this tool. I choose what fun way can I blow through it tool. We're going to have to come up with a name for it. We'll call it the dildo tool.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody else would understand that. No.
Combo dildo bullet bar. Yeah.
Bullet bra, dildo.
Dildo. Yeah.
The BBDT.
Yes.
There you go.
The deadly BBDT.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, how fun is that? I'm getting all squirmy.
Wow. Where in your life could you choose more fun and play as the potency of you?
Everywhere, please.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to ask that as a question. Where in my life can I choose fun and play as the potency of me with simple ease? Just feel that. And just let yourself receive that. Like, why not? Like, do it. And what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to use play and fun as a potency with simple ease? And receive. Whoa. Wow. I'm just writing that one down. That's a good one.
Yeah. I need to.
Wow. I'll put that on a card.
Yeah, please do.
Wow. And all the shikyu, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and all of the really silly things you have that's in the way of any of this silly stuff, can we just try and create all of that too, please?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah. Rescind, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Papakshas, yeah.
Did we clear all the agreements and old support structures and aliens? I don't know if I missed that.
No, we probably didn't.
Last time I heard they
I don't know, not that you know.
I think that we should just ejaculate.
Ejaculate them. So, but thank you for being aware of that. So, what are all the remaining aliens here that are kind of limp, kind of with dildos sticking out of them, claws on their head? No, we should be serious about this. This is important work. This is significant. Come on, guys, you gotta be serious. Okay, maybe not. So everything that unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog. Just like, do you get how this is coming together? Like it's like, wow, that's what that is. So everything that all that is, can we just choose to just try and create all that shit?
Yes.
Yeah, rescind, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, up actions, maybe, yeah? And what are all the remaining constructs, structures, adaptations, mutations from all of these beings and all of these energies that we've created? What are the smoldering remains? Orgasmic smoldering remains. Was that good for you? I never got into the cigarette thing, but I say that they seem to think it's really good. I don't know. But so everything that all of these things are, whatever we were talking about, it was really significant at the time. Can we just try to create all that?
Yes.
Choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Rescind, revoke, recount, reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize, vaporize, make null void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, yes. And what is all the shiku, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog that was hanging around any and all and any and all and all and any and all of this stuff across all time, space, no space, realities, parallels, timelines, fractures, realities, beyonds, and everything. All that is. Can we just choose to like? It's even too much work. You're gonna make me work and vaporize again.
Give it to the dogs.
Give it to the dogs. Where's the dogs? Who let the dogs out?
Yes, I choose
that. You can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize. Vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, action, but be honest.
Hey, Jaden, I got a great one.
Yeah.
Lisa, before we tie up, tie down them, can we demand to be take me to your leader and then tie up and tie down them? That way we get the leader first and tie up and tie down, please. Thank you.
It's funny when you were saying what you're saying, and I'm sure other people are picking up on this psychically. It's like I was picking tie up, tie down, take down their pants. Do aliens have genitals?
Oh, nice. Tie up, tie
I
down.
don't know. They say they don't. Like they don't multiply that way anymore, so they've lost those.
Yeah.
They multiply, but like
no fun for them.
But you want to know, right?
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know, so take down their pants and look. I don't know. Whatever. That was just what came into my mind. So yeah, play with all of that stuff. Play with anything that comes up, and everything that all that triggers. Really interesting things in the group. So everything that all that is, because is it light or is it heavy?
Oh, it's light.
Oh, it's yes. Everything all that is, can we just create it all? Yes. Claim vaporize. Good, bad, random, pop, action, yeah.
I want to go to Sheila's birthday party.
Yeah.
I think we're at it.
So I want to kind of circle back. And so, what was creator unwilling or able to be?
Can I just
yeah.
I've got the Mormons are coming.
Are they coming or are they coming?
No, they're only coming.
Oh, they're only coming. Okay.
So right after the call, so you're all invited.
Yay!
And yes,
I had this experience. I actually invited Mormons into the house. I had these Mormons came to the door, and I answered the front door naked.
Yes!
Totally naked.
I love it. And then they were coming.
And they stood there, and they were able to do their spiel, and they had a very coherent, and they were not tripped out by it at all. And they didn't run away screaming. And I was like, dude, these guys, like, there's something interesting here. So I said, sure, yeah, come back and let's talk. I wanted to know what was going on. Like, what is this Mormon thing? This is many years ago when I was still exploring. And I was like, I want to know, like, how can they do that? Because anybody else would have just been tripped out to Kingdom Come. And they weren't. I put on clothes for the next time, though I was tempted not to. But I did. But that was, yeah. So, yeah, that's my Mormon story. So all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog about anything that we brought up. Can we just try and create all of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Rescind, revoke, can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create good, bad, right, wrong. Said I'll let go. And where to go from here?
What the creator wasn't willing to do or be.
Yeah, you know that question that you put on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was that? It was, the way it hit me was, it's the most powerful question that I've ever been asked. It took my breath away. I found it difficult to breathe, but I've gone back to it numerous times, and every time it's like it's a mind fuck. It spins me, and yeah.
So what is that question? I want to watch you spin. No, I'm just kidding. But what, do you know what the question is?
It was something about what the creator wasn't willing to be, that we have taken on that isn't us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there a recursion there? Something that's recursive that just keeps kind of cycling back? Or something else?
Something else.
Does it trigger alters or fractures that are in a spinning, that are being tortured in some kind of spinning way? Or something else?
What it brought up for me was all the wrongness that I've felt my entire life, and that I have taken it on for humanity, something like that. And yeah.
So you're the one we keep sending it to.
Yes.
Yes,
I am.
It was like, okay. All right, okay. So what is that?
Pardon me?
What is that?
I don't know, but I don't want it anymore.
So who does that belong to? You? Someone else? Something else?
Something else.
Yeah. Can we just try and create all of that?
Yes.
Yeah. Rescind, revoke, can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, action, yeah. Let all that go. Oh. Wow. How did you contain that much energy? That's absolutely incredible. Wow. So all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy, fog around, all of that stuff, can we just try and create all of that?
Yes.
Yeah. Rescind, revoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, off, yeah. And so who did you get that from? Who did you take that from? And all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around that, can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Sheila? Yeah. Rescind, revoke, can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, action, yes. And who did you take that from?
You know, it feels like I'm not allowed to say.
I know. Yeah. You're not. What do you choose?
I choose to not take it on anymore, or to
So who did
you know, betrayal is coming up.
Right?
My mother keeps coming up. Being a decoy comes up, like.
Is this eternal jailer?
That frequency can plug in there. So everything that's the eternal jailer here, can we choose to destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Yes. Reset, invoke, can't reclaim, renounce, destroy and create, vaporize.
That helped.
Vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, papakshavada. Yes. So what I get in here is I get all this, like, I get this magic, the energy of magic. I get the energy of black magic. I get the energy of deep, like, recursive entanglement, like just looping on itself. Like it would tangle forever.
Yeah.
And when I get these, like, bizarro constructs that are like magical and like can go on forever, where what I've come to is like, so what'd be a really fun way to blow through all of this?
Woohoo! I'd love it if it went out easy. You know, Jaden, when something comes up and I try to figure it out, I mean, I can't because it's that recursive thing, and it's like I can't even get in there.
Yeah, so you're playing in the construct at the moment. Don't do that. Get out of the construct. Put that on the side of you. So what we're looking at is, like, what is a fun way of blowing through all of this? Fun is no thought, is no understanding, it's just like, what would be a fun way to blow through all of this?
Well, those dildos out of control, spinning around and running around.
Okay, so
that, and if anybody wants to input, I'm open.
What about a malfunctioning tilt-a-whirl?
A malfunctioning tilt-a-whirl with dildo ejectors all the way around.
An out-of-control Snoopy snow cone machine.
Snoopy snow cone machine?
Snow cone machine?
That's a malfunctioning one?
Wow.
Snow cone dildo machine?
Snow cone dildo. It's funny. Every call, I need to come up with a title for it. Yeah, dildo. Of course, it's dildo flavor. I have to come up with this would be the dildo call.
Cherry or banana.
So what would you like to use, Sheila?
A global condom going off.
A what?
A global condom going off.
Malfunctioning.
It feels like it wants to do something.
Oh.
Yeah. So Sheila, what would you like to use?
You know, I'm seeing something like fireworks and dildos flying on them and snow cones and everything else.
Ready? Get your match out. We're going to light the fireworks. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Boom! Gotta be a boom in there.
And it ends in a big orgasm. You got a dildo, you got to end in an orgasm. I mean,
we're a happy movie now.
And how is that, Sheila?
Much later.
Was it as good for you as it was for them?
Oh my God.
You guys last week.
Hey, Jaden.
Yep. Oh, hang on. I want to resolve that, but hold that thought. So,
Truth wasn't as good for you as it was for them.
Now, notice, for those of you, notice who the parts of your mind that really struggle with this energy. Like, anybody have mental stuff that come up like trying to reject these energies? Anybody notice that come up for them? Well, don't admit it, but like, if you notice that come up.
You're asking me to think? My brain's gone.
No. If energy came up. So when you get into that, notice if you have like constructs that come up, because you can trigger constructs around seriousness, about getting serious, about being serious. If you notice that come up in the face of silly, stupid humor, play, like unstructured, random stuff, go after that. Like, so allow yourself to perceive everything that is serious, that is trying to resist or is being triggered by these wacky frequencies that we've been playing in.
Nice.
There you go. And expand out, perceive more. All the form, structure, significance, seriousness, decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, expectations, rejections, separations of your imagination, of your fun, of your play, of your silliness. And expand out, perceive more. And expand out, perceive all of that. And everything that all that is, can we destroy and create all of that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, rescind, revoke, can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make, null, void, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, wrong, pop action. Yeah. And Sheila, how is that?
So much better, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sheila.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Yay.
Yeah.
You answered my first question, how to deal with my story and people's story, go into the silliness.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
You
love
know,
it.
Dane did that once. I saw him in Denver, and a lady stood up and she said very seriously, they found something in my liver. And he went, what, like a fish? Because that'd be kind of cool. Wow.
I love that. That just bam, bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I love it. Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
into
Yeah. Cool.
So, Jaden?
Yeah.
So, this is Sharon. I have something a little similar on the lines to that. Is that I keep clearing stuff and it goes away, but I keep bringing it back. I mean, I've done homework with a couple of people, and it just seems that in one case we were doing homework and she realized that.
Can I pause you?
It's just coming back. That's just another story, but it keeps coming back again and again and again and again and again. So what's going on there?
So, truth, is it actually coming back, or are you attempting to bring it back, or something else?
Well, I get that. I'm really not sure, but what comes up is that I am taking it back.
I'm not looking for story. I'm looking for which one of those is lighter. So,
say that again.
Yeah. So is it actually coming back? Are you attempting to, is there someone or something attempting to bring it back, or something else?
The middle one. It feels like something is attempting to bring it back.
Yeah. So because when you said it, it found heavy. It just felt heavy to me.
There's something fucked up in here somewhere.
Yeah. So it's like, so are there beings who are trying to get you to create bringing it back?
And all the significance about it, yes.
Yeah. So, like, I noticed that's like one of the distortions in there is, oh, you're bringing it back. And I would go into doubt.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I've been clearing the distractor. But
if I play in doubt long enough, I create that reality. So it's a tool. So what if doubt is always a manipulation? Always.
It's also a distractor implant, so I get rid of a distractor.
Yeah, but that didn't do anything for you, did it?
No.
So it's like I'm looking for other ways to play with that.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't care what works. I just want something to work.
Yeah, no
I'm not attached to anything.
Me neither. Just do
it's
it.
like, what if you could cue in on every time you go into doubt, ask where's the manipulation here? Or what is, like, just somehow cue into I'm not in a space to grab it, but like cue into like doubt equals manipulation. Matter of fact, make yourself a note, doubt equals manipulation, and explore with that. Like, because once you see it, they stop doing it. And so allow yourself to perceive, so it's manipulation, so allow yourself to perceive all the stacks, stringers, implants, hooks, and triggers. Okay, and expand out and perceive more. So for everybody, allow yourself to perceive all of the places where doubt is used in your system to get you to create shit that you don't actually prefer. It's the bottom line. They're trying to get you to create against yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So everywhere that is, allow yourself to perceive all the stacks. That's the again and again and again and again. It's the stack of repetitions of that. And all the stringers, all the interconnections of those, all the implants that are wired into that, and all the hooks and triggers that keep grabbing you and keep reactivating those. And everything that all of that stuff is, and all the heavy breathing too, can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose it.
Yes.
Percent of Boca Karen Kramer announced he's trying to create vaporize. Good bad. Wow.
So is there auto install in connection with that as well, or is that part of the stacks? I get kind of confused as to
notice
both.
Does it bring you into this doubting? Like, is it still there?
Yeah.
Like, is it still something putting stuff back in?
Yeah.
So all the stacks, stringers, implants, hooks, and triggers around all of that. Can we choose? Yeah, there we go. Trying to create all that.
Yes.
Yes. Percent of you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create dildo.
I know. I could have an attack dildo. I got my dildo with me.
Magic wand.
Well, there you go. A different magic wand. I like that.
Magic wand dildo. Actually, they do sell a dildo called the Magic Wand.
Magic wand.
They do. You can buy it in a store. So I don't think it sends sparks.
Shoot out glitter.
Yeah.
That feels much lighter. Thank you.
Cool.
I've just this week I cry all the time. It's like it's just like I'll do something and I'll start crying, and it's like, and then but I notice that every time I start crying, I bring back more alters and fractures. So it's been really amazing. So it's like as soon as I start to cry, I say, okay, is that somebody who wants to come back? Yeah, okay, I've done that too. So.
Cool. Awesome. Congratulations on that. Yeah.
The other thing I have around the alters and fractures, I've been playing with the idea that being an inalienable being, that I'm attached to all the alters and fractures wherever they are in any across all bodies, alters, fractures, time, space, dimensions, realities, past, present, future, known and unknown, and all that stuff. And I'm still connected wherever they are. So what I've been doing is sending out signals to them, because I know that we're all connected. And what I'm getting is that we all have like a emergency hatch. We have this emergency button that says, wake up, that to snap all of them, and me included, out of this thing saying, you're in somebody else's reality. This is not you. You are part of something else. Yeah. So I've been kind of playing with that, and then And then, so that nobody fucks with us, I've been saying, okay, now you know the secret word. We're going to meet at the secret place at the secret time. And when I say the secret word, we're gonna come back. And I've also played with the idea that I just started playing with this like this past week. And what I've been doing is saying, okay, what is everything that all my organic fractures and alters that belong to me, to my inalienable being, what do we all require and desire?
Yeah.
And then I've been going out and gathering that all up, and then I've been holding that, and then I go on and play with something else, and then all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, I say, okay, so now we're going to amplify all that up, frequency match it, and we're going to gift it to all of us. And then it's just wherever we are across all time, space dimensions, wherever the fractures and alters are. And then I go back, okay, now you know the word. And then like hours later, I'll just say, like today the word was dance, and I say dance, and then boom, and it was like that's when they would frequency match and then come back into me. So it was like,
wow, Sharon, awesome.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So everybody noticed. Do you hear the play in what she's doing?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's magic. That's
and
magic.
the potency.
Yeah.
And the
yes.
Yeah.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been just cool because I get that there's things out there that are even fucking with us, trying to get the alters and fractures not to come back. And there's some of them are out there, like you said, into these universes. They're so involved in those universes. They're so part of something out there that they have no idea that they really are. But there's this cord that we're all attached to. So and it's like, not an emergency cord, but it's like an emergency button. So you press that button and it was like, this is wake up, there's something's up, you got to check this out, so it's been fun actually. And I've brought back I don't know how many alters and fractures, so it's been awesome. And the more I do, the better I'm feeling. So
thank you for sharing that. That is so cool. Thank you.
Thank you, 'cause this class
and talk about simple ease.
And exactly, with simple ease, that's what I kept kind of saying that. So we're going to do this really simply. So, you're welcome, Wendy, and everyone.
Yeah,
Wendy saying thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
What if once you can see and perceive what's going on, you can play with it, because it's not challenging anymore. It's not some big scary boogeyman doing something or some mysterious system. It's like, oh, that's what that is. Oh, well, I know how to play with that. It demystifies, and you become the creator again of your reality instead of running around putting out fires and all that other stuff. So, thank you so much for that. Thank you.
It'd be cool if you wrote that up and put it on the Facebook.
Could you, Sharon, please?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
I was thinking about sharing that, and that's part of some of the things I would like to post on the Facebook page. I know that it's just manipulation and all this crap coming in that says, no, you can't post that. That's really stupid. Or you're just going into whatever it is that you're going into, and people are going to think that's really dumb and, blah, blah, blah. All the story shit. And it's like, oh, my God. So it's like, do I post it? Don't I post it? Is it manipulation telling me to post it? Or is it manipulation telling me not to post it? Like, oh, fuck. So then it just kept coming up that I should say something, so I did.
Yeah.
Get the dildo out.
I am definitely going to.
Wow.
Use it like a gun.
So Lisa just said, so laughter sends it. Why didn't you just say that? You're on the phone. Typed it in the goddamn chat box. Laughter sends it away, and crying brings it back. Whatever it is that sticks me is I choose laughter, giggle, 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 bring on the dildos, spewing literally fireworks, tee hee hee. I choose that. Yeah.
I choose that.
Wiggle and wiggle. Wiggle and giggle.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Thank you so much, Jaden, for just I love this. I get more laughter here than I do anywhere else in my world. Really, I get in these classes and we just laugh. And we just have, it's fun. This is just the most fun class to get rid of some serious shit.
Bring it on, baby!
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things where I can't say that that laughter and stuff was natural to me. There was a lot of coercion that went in. Rosie would be kind of poking at me, but it's like the more I step and play in that, and the more I look at my role models, like there was always that element of play and fun to break up the structure. It's like, yeah, like there's value in that, regardless of what conditioning or programming I have. And I just keep stepping in and how can I be more play? Before this class, like when I was doing my clearing and preparing for the class, my preparing wasn't how can I engage this topic that I want to bring today? It was how can I have more fun and more play on this call? That was my question, because I know now that equates to potency, and I choose that.
I just need to do that with my entire life. So
I do that at work.
Choose that for my life. I do somewhat, but when you think about, like even when they go into all the things that you can do that laughter does, that cures diseases and blah 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 blah, and it's like fun things. So looking at what's fun for me, I was like, huh? My brain just kind of goes,
yeah. So it's like, how can I make everything be fun?
Oh, I like that.
How can I find fun in everything?
Everything. Yeah, and the ridiculous. I like the word ridiculous.
At first, I used to make it serious at work. I'd go to the construction site, and all the guys are all serious, and they see a woman come along with her bandsaw and power tools, and I'm singing show tunes and laughing, and they'll make me feel wrong about it. They'd say, "You're laughing too much. Why are you laughing?" I go, "You're not laughing enough."
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, they're singing "If I Only Had a Brain" along with me. It's the best song to sing. If I only had a brain, that's the best.
And what's going to happen now when you say, "If I only had a dildo wand"?
Whoa.
My batteries are going down. Oh no, I need new batteries.
Oh my! Wow!
I'm loving it, baby.
Yeah. Wow! Thank you for all that.
No idea dildos were such a multi-purpose tool.
I know. Who'd have thought, right? You can clear aliens with dildos. Who knew?
So cool. So what did you do today, dear? I learned how to clear aliens with dildos.
We need a like a Facebook picture that's like Jaden hit number 42. You can clear aliens with dildos.
I love it.
Dildo there and some alien.
The next time you give this class, you must issue lube and dildos shooting glittery fireworks. Yeah. It's standard issue.
I like it. Standard issue.
And batteries.
With bullet bras.
Lots of batteries. Yeah. Lots of batteries. Rechargeable.
Solar power. No, that wouldn't work.
Okay, so I wanna kind of bring this to kind of a wrapping up space.
Yes.
Wow. It doesn't want to wrap up. You notice it doesn't want to wrap up?
No.
Like, no. So I wanna give you a movie this week. Movie week.
By the way, I have to tell you, I did finish the journey. I need to say that I did finish listening to all of it. So. Thank you.
Awesome! Thank you.
Yeah. I'll have to read it. I'll have to listen a couple of zillion times before I like, what?
Yeah,
So,
me too. Me too. Like, and it's one of those things where I know I listened to it the first time and there were, like, I couldn't hear all of it, or there were things I rejected outright, and there were things I struggled with, and things I was like, he is just so full of shit on this. He's just wrong here. He's just flat out wrong here. And I didn't notice I had a point of view. I just noticed he was wrong. And this was stupid, and that was dumb, and this is whatever. Blah, 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 blah. And this was good, and this is really good, and this is really good. Blah, 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 blah. All judgments. When I listened to it this time, I noticed I didn't have that. It was just like, I'm just listening to him talk about his point of view. I wasn't even taking sides on it.
Yeah.
And I could hear things I couldn't hear before. And I could perceive beyond any place I could perceive before. And I could go to where he was going and perceive even things he couldn't talk about. And so, and that's something I'll reiterate it again at the end of the course, is at the end of the course, you might want to re-listen again and see, like, you don't realize yet how much you've changed or are changing until you go back and you re-listen to some of these things and you're like, wow, like I can hear all of this. It's just the where you guys have come in just a no come. So I had to deal with that. Where you guys have come, where you've orgasmed in the last 7 weeks has been like, holy cow. With bubblegum, of course. Holy cow with bubblegum. So I want to give you another movie that is not in alignment with the frequencies we've been engaging today.
Damn.
Oh.
However, the movie is called Dark City. And Michael brought it up online. I was like, Michael, you're giving away all my good movies. So,
where is Michael? I miss him.
He's there.
I can see you. He's listening.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, hello. I came a bit late.
And this movie, what this movie did for me, like what I'm doing is I'm exposing myself.
You're naked. You don't have any pants on, do you?
I don't have any pants on. I'm in my boxer shorts.
Show us.
Too warm.
I love it. Oh my God. Oh, thank you so much. That was nice.
Now you know the secret. One of the secrets. We're not going to tell you all the secrets.
You're lucky he has boxer shorts.
When the video goes off, everything comes off. We live in Hawaii because we can be naked. That's why we live here. So it's one of the reasons we live here.
Did you do that anywhere?
Yeah,
that's true. I did that in California.
Point of view.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So what Dark City did for me is it gave me downloads of things that I didn't want to see and didn't understand in the imagery of it. The imagery is like, whoa, it shows things, and I don't want to give stuff away, but it's like, it shows things that, what if that stuff is actually occurring and it's showing you a graphical representation of the frequency? Like it's showing you what's happening behind the scenes graphically. And I don't mean graphically like blood and gore, even though there's a little bit of that in there, but it's not a big violent movie. It's a big like, whoa, mess with your mind, and just far out graphics and visuals, and the concepts that they play in are just like out of this world. And the symbology that's in this movie continues to reveal itself to me to this day. And I found this movie about 10 years ago, and it just keeps unraveling. It's one of those movies that has never left my consciousness, and it keeps unraveling and showing me more. So I want to just expose you to this movie and just kind of see if you can take your pants down as well.
We watched 3
what
comedies.
surprises will we find in the movie that we're supposed to?
Then we watched 3 comedies after the movie so that we can like clear all the shit we got from it.
It'll take more than 3.
It doesn't. For me, it wasn't one of those kind of movies that I had to do that afterwards.
Okay.
It didn't.
I did.
Solve stuff.
Thank you, Rosie.
I think you're actually thinking about a different movie.
Ooh.
I think you're picturing another movie that I wouldn't recommend to anybody because it involves a lot of stuff. But
Well, tell us what that is so I can avoid it.
I don't even remember the name of it right now. Michael brought it up as a movie, and I think I noted it as one that installed stuff for me. But no, Michael didn't. Somebody brought it up. Anyway, whatever. If it comes up, I'll anti-share it.
Unlike it.
Unlike it, yes. I've got that movie for you, and I need to talk with Rosie about. There's a home play that we talked about, but I'm not sure if we want to do that without preparation. So home play, I will get you that may or may not have home. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works. So
yeah.
And
Jaden, it's mysterious to be just. It's a mysterious home play.
It's mysterious.
The Mormons are here.
Bring out your
Mormon home play. Oh no!
I gotta go. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Sheila.
Happy birthday!
Ask them if they're wearing their Mormon underwear.
Yeah.
There you go.
Those white things?
The white underwear.
Yeah. No. Yes, they knew.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Just a minute.
Bye.
She's gonna go from this call to talking to Mormons. That'll be
Wow.
My family. Half my,
Oh, she's still there. Yeah. So let's
my family.
let's do receiving.
Wait. And one thing I have to say before we do receiving.
Yes.
Jade, I want to know when you are going to come out with your book. What could be a second edition or a complimentary edition to George's book?
Book sounds like a lot of work to me at the moment.
Audio book, not so much work.
It all sounds like a lot of work to me at the moment. So it's going to be a while.
Sit on. Okay.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen. There's stuff that's bubbling, but like it's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have to find somebody to write it.
Right here.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just so it should be easy.
Yeah. Now there's a writer in me that does put that down, but like I'm in a space of feeling right now of bringing out. So writing is premature rightulation.
Premaculation.
Premaculation. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
The trouble with writing is with you're changing so much all the time.
Yeah. And
the alien clearing has changed 10 times in the last 2 months.
Yeah, and it's going to have a major revision again. So it's like, I'm constantly revising because you just become aware of more and more clarity and more. Yeah, you get it. So cool. So, but thank you for that encouragement. I will take that under advisement. In my boxer shorts.
With your latest dildo, yeah.
With my latest dildo. I didn't bring
the God
underwear advisement.
The what?
Your underwear advisement.
My underwear advisement. There we go. There we go. That's the energy of it. So let's do. So if you want to put yourself on mute.
No.
Or not. And let's go into just a space of receiving. And what is everything that we can receive beyond that? And everything beyond that. And everything beyond all of that. With simple ease. What energy, space, and consciousness can we be that would allow receiving to be so natural that it's like fun and laughter and play, and it's just simple and light, and it's automatic, and it just flows, and it just flows, and it just flows, and it just does that continuously? How can we be in a space of continual infinite receiving with every molecule of everything, everywhere, with simple ease? And thank you all for bringing your light and all of your dildos to the call today.
And bullet bras.
And bullet bras and all the other really cool, fun, joyous things. So, yeah, like if I were to give you a homework assignment this week, I want to give you a homework assignment this week. I declare homework assignment this week, home play, is to play with the tool of what is the most fun way that I can blow through this. Use that tool of play to start destroying and uncreating and just through stuff that you bump into. And it works great on the serious things that, oh, I can never get through this, and oh, this will never work. And like, use it on those. Like, and I'll make you a card up for it, but reminders that you can leave around. So like, wow, how can I remember to use play to destroy and uncreate? How cool would that be?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's gonna have a picture of a dildo on it, so be careful where you leave.
I thought you were gonna tell us to have home play of playing with all our vibrators.
That's a given. That's
okay.
I
got that.
That's a given. That's all.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Good. Okay. No. That's totally good. Yeah. You have permission.
Play with
to
other people with no. Yeah.
Totally. However that works. Whatever's fun for you. Totally. Totally. So let's do an unmute and a 1, 2, 3 wahoo. So everybody kind of unmute yourself if you want to participate. And Christina says gracias to all. Gracias, Christina.
Gracias. Caroline said thank you to everyone.
And 1, 2, 3 wahoo!
Christina said wahoo too. Wahoo!
Yay!
Thank you so much. And this was fun. This is awesome.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
I needed that.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.